Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all again for joining the live stream. I really appreciate it. I see you on here, Elliot Mercado. I really appreciate you joining the community because we need more women, solid women, joining the community. Shout out to the NTZ crew, Jacob Tanjay. I know you on here, man, front and center. I'm pretty sure Michael Beach Your Life will be on here. I'm going to give my old heads the first shout out first. I see y'all. 53 Shades Darker, Michael Alexander, the Ghost of Pennsylvania. Any new viewers and subscribers, if this is your first time watching the live stream. And also, if you're going to catch me on replay. Okay, the topic today, because we always have a topic, the Philippines. Play at your own risk. This is your live stream. We're going to talk about anything you want to talk about. Put it over here in the comments. If I can get to it, I will. I want to apologize. I don't know what happened to the internet the other day. It hasn't happened to me since I first started doing live streams. But it seems to be working good today. I had the system rebooted. The peso is 55.20. It's creeping back up, guys. It's a great time to be here. I want to give a shout out to Tony. I'm not going to say his last name or his real name, but he goes by Tony. He stayed at the guest house one night. He came Wednesday, left on Thursday. And he's a great guy, man, from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And he said some profound stuff, man. I got to share it with you. Because he came here, and imagine he was in Cebu. He said, Calvin, I got to come to see you. And he came all the way from Cebu City to meet me here. That's not an easy trip, guys, especially when you knew it's his first time coming to the Philippines. You got to make his way to the South Bus Terminal, make sure he gets on the right bus to Toledo City, buy his ticket there for the ferry, then catch the ferry over here. But he had a list of 20 questions. But here's what he said. He said, you know, that community that you started, he said, it's priceless. He said, I can't tell you how much it means to a new man like me over here in the Philippines. He said, I'm lost. He said, I need some guidance. You know, and I was like, wow, man, because his situation, it mirrored mine when I got over here. I mean, he knew nothing about money, how to meet people, how to get around. He knew nothing, but he had somebody here that could guide him. And here's what he really said that I want you guys to listen to. Okay, he said, Calvin, you know, he said the information you given, he said people should gladly pay for that. He said, but they can't see the value in it. He said, they take it for granted. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I said, you know, but the way I look at it, Tony, is I'd rather the universe pay me. The universe has a whole lot more. I said, because 70% of my viewers are from America. And as Americans, you know, we're spoiled. We expect something for nothing. Most of us do. And that's the problem. But I want to thank him, man, because every now and then you need to hear that you appreciate it. I don't care who you are. Because sometimes Dennis Kimbrough said appreciation is worth more than somebody's salary sometimes. Just to show that people appreciate what you're trying to do. And this guy, man, he's the real deal. But I want to read something, a comment that created this live stream. Okay? And this is the reason why I came up with this topic. Because a lot of my topics I get straight from you guys. Here's what he said. Bear with me. It's not long. He said, hey, Cal. His name is Mark Schaefer. Go in the comments if you don't believe me. He says, hey, Cal, I've been watching you for years, and I remember you saying that when you have a relationship with a Filipina, it doesn't get any better than that. Well, let me stop you right there. I didn't say that. I said when you find a good woman over here, it's as good as it gets. That's what I said. But anyway, he says, to hear you say that you are close to giving up on Filipinas is huge. I've been considering coming to the Philippines, like so many others, to experience the Filipinas that have been so highly praised. Now I definitely have second thoughts. He said, you need to do a live stream to go into more detail about what kind of things they do to make you about to give up on them, and see if anybody else will admit to the same thing. Well, I just did that, Mark. The video is called Message to Filipinas, okay? Foreign men aren't desperate, okay? And we're not going to accept anything. Step your game up, or step up, okay? But here's the last part. He said, nobody else that I know of has talked about it being so bad with a Filipino, because they're not going to give you the 360, Mark. They're selling dreams on here, and I'm not knocking them for that. He said, you owe it to your subscribers to give us the real nitty gritty. You can't just drop this subject without pursuing it further. Now, see, he, like a lot of human beings around the world, especially Americans, we want a guarantee. He wants a guarantee that when he comes over here, everything is going to be perfect. All right? He likes certainty. And I'm going to tell you, for my definition of certainty today, it's this: a fact that is definitely true, or an event that is definitely going to take place. See, but there's no guarantees in the Philippines. The Philippines is play at your own risk. The signs are clearly posted everywhere. You know, you've been to the beach, you've been to the swimming pool, and you get to the deep end, they say swim at your own risk, because they tell you, you know, there's dangers here and there's pleasure here, you know, but you're going to have to play at your own risk. And that's what I tell you guys, see. We want it handed to us on a silver platter. We want everything done for us. We want to be assured. You can't put that kind of pressure on vloggers over here. We have to take some personal responsibility for our experience over here. It's just that simple, guys. But see, if you're like me, I like uncertainty. Not knowing what will happen is what makes life worthwhile. We're not robots on an assembly line. Not knowing what each new day brings makes it exciting. See, I like uncertainty. It's the reason why I became an insurance agent. Most of us watching this, we don't like uncertainty. We want certainty. We want to know I'm going to punch that clock from 9 to 5. And on Friday, I'm going to get my paycheck. And we can do that. And we'll do it for 40 years. Because there's not a whole lot of risk involved. But over here, you got to take risks. No balls, no blue chips. If you're afraid to talk to women over here, guess what? You're not going to have a good choice of women. But we want to guarantee, and here's some things we want to guarantee from. That you're going to meet the love of your life. There's no guarantee of that. You know, it's like my buddy Michael that came over from Nova Scotia. He really believed that when he got off the plane, there was going to be women lined up with flowers. See? He bought into that myth. That's a damn fantasy, man. But he bought into it, and he got mad at the vloggers who were saying it. And I'm like, dude, you can't get mad at them. Moments with Mitch said guarantees with a woman. Yeah, it is funny. But that's what these guys want. They don't realize that for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So when you see videos that are just throwing nothing but good stuff out there, there's nothing wrong with that. You have to know that there's another side to it. I just call it the 360. Life is a circle, man. Okay, it's going to go in circle. You're going to have the good and you're going to have the bad. I'm going to give you both sides. Okay, but there's no guarantees over here. Play at your own risk, guys. You got to take some risk. Why do you think guys like Andrew Tate and the late Kevin Samuels, why do you think they became so popular? Because they take a lot of risk, man. They put stuff out there, man, and they're not afraid of what other people are going to say and what other people are going to do. and it's paid off for them. I take a lot of risks when I put my life out here on YouTube. This is my real life. I put it out here, but guess what? It paid off though. You know why? I got to read it to you. It was a risk for me to put my life out here on YouTube. It paid off because people can relate better to real life than to fantasy. I'm a human being with flaws, character defects. I make mistakes. I'm not always right. And that's the attraction. But there's no guarantees over here, guys. You know, and that's how I like it. I don't want to know what's going to happen when I get over here. I don't want everything lined up for me. All I got to do is get on the plane and come over here. Man, what's the excitement? Man, life is like a roller coaster, dude. Why do you think people love roller coasters so much? Because of the ups and downs, the twists and the turns. But eventually, you come safely back into the station. But that's why people love haunted houses. We want to be surprised. Okay, the scarier the ride, go to these amusement parks. The scarier the ride, the more the thrills, guys. There's no guarantees over here that, you know, and that's what my live stream is going to be about today. Narco embroidery says 16 years in the Philippines, not one issue I didn't expect, but I moved different. But here's something else I want to tell you guys right here. Okay. Nothing that I say on my videos or my live streams is going to make sense to a guy sitting in front of his computer on his couch, wherever he is, in America, France, or wherever. It only starts to make sense when you get over here. That's when you're going to see, oh, the Philippines good, and the Philippines bad. Or, you know, here's some more stuff. We want to be guaranteed that we're not going to get scammed over here. But there's no guarantee that you're not going to get scammed over here. Some of us are going to get scammed. But you can't blame it on me. You have to take some personal responsibility. And this guy, he's making a lot of sense right here when he says 16 years in the Philippines, not one issue I didn't expect. Because see what? When we want that guarantee, that's an unreal expectation. It's not realistic. Okay? Because life is full of risks, man. No risks, no rewards. No balls, no blue chips. Get off your couch, okay? And get over here. And then you're going to be able to appreciate the information that I'm giving out over here, guys. That's all I'm saying, man. What's up, Don? So what's up, Cal? My lunch break at DFW Airport, working second shift. Man, be safe out there. 2001 Lex Talinus. He says, fragile men are really sad. Learn from failure. And see, I was going to say that. Okay, you know, today, the young generation, they call weak men simps, right? Well, when I was growing up, when I was little, we called them wimps. But when I got in high school, we called them saps. Does anybody ever use that word? He's a sap. You know, he's weak. He has no backbone. He's never going to take any risk. So he's going to live this boring life. But he's going to complain all the time. See? This guy, Mark, for him to make a statement like that, and see, this is where, if you're a YouTuber, you have to know which comments to engage. This was a legitimate comment, and which ones to ignore, and then which ones to hit that high user button. He was one to engage because this is basically what we all want. We want the Philippines to be this fantasy, but I'm a sign, guys. I'm one of the signs that's clearly posted that says play at your own risk. There's danger here and there's pleasure here. But you're going to have to be personally responsible for what happens to you over here. Elliot said, Cal, tell Marilyn that I love that picture on today's live. You're not going to believe this, Elliot, but Booby actually took that picture. Marilyn didn't even know she took it. I looked on my phone and Booby had took like 40 pictures. Yeah, he needs to wake up from the fantasy. This is real life over here, guys. Another thing we won't guarantee from that we're not going to have an emergency or be involved in an accident. Our health is not going to fail. We're not going to get sick. There's no guarantees from that. You just got to get over here. Okay? Sometimes, man, it's moment to moment with me. Sometimes it's day to day. But, yeah, nothing I say is ever going to make sense to the man who either is not coming over here ever or the man who's never come here yet. Because those are the ones, like Mark, that I get the biggest pushback from. The guys who have come over here unequivocally across the board, they say, man, Robert White sent me a message today. He said, Cal, he said, I met a Filipina in Bacolod City. I thought she was the one, but the jealousy was off the chain, he said. He said, everything you say about these women is right. He said, you need to write a book. And he put the laughing emoji. Because he's been here. He gets it. But the guys who push back the most, they never been here, man. They want you to lay it out with them on a silver platter and say, look, when you get over here, it's going to be peaches and cream. The women, they're going to fall at your feet. And they're going to do all that, right? But let me reassure some guys, and I got people on here who can bear witness to this. When you find a good woman over here, it's as good as it gets. I've got a good woman, guys. Okay. Even I messed up and made that mistake that I did. It don't matter because she's intelligent. She knows what she got. She got a real man. Okay. She's not going to roll the dice and get one of you saps out there. She's not going to throw away everything. If it was a scale, then guess what? Everything she's got over here is going to weigh down, and the thing over here has nothing. She got it all over here. But she wants a real man. Okay. Not a whole lot of sunshine shoulders out there that's coming over here. Okay. And Maryland knows that. The sex is as good as I've ever had it. We have porno sex whenever we have it. Okay. I've got a freak, period. And I wouldn't lie to you. But on the other hand of that, you can come over here and get rolled. You can come over here and, Tony said he met a woman. They were talking for 2 years now. He gets over here and she puts him in the friend zone. Only after he took her to the mall and bought everything and showered her with gifts and money. And he tried to put her hands around him and she moves to the side like, And he said, hey, what happened? And she said, no, he said, I thought you were interested in me. Guess what she said? Oh, that was 2 years ago. See, that can happen to you over here too. Hey, Calvin Young, thanks for that super chat. He says, I'm moving to the Philippines May the 1st. Scotty Regular Guy was my motivation. I found you now from him. Hey, thank you, man. Scotty's got a unique channel. A lot of his vlogs are geared toward meeting women. And, he helps people in that regard. But I've been over here long enough and I've been on YouTube long enough to know it's more to it than that. More to it than a woman, And, I'm going to say it and I'm going to keep on saying it, man. You may want to be single over here for a while. It's just no guarantee it's going to work out. When it don't work out over here, it gets ugly. That's one thing Tony said, that it's in the mind of every man. He said, Calvin, if it don't work out, I don't want to be blacklisted. Well, that's a risk you take when you come over here. Play at your own risk. SML says, considering how it's been so far, I'll take it as predictable as I can get it. Well, it's not going to be any fun, man. TJ, you're right on the money here. See, here's the thing. I didn't do a live stream Tuesday, and I told y'all why. So I did one Wednesday. So then I did, instead of waiting all the way to Sunday, I said, well, I'll do one Friday because I usually try to do 3 a week. Jason Flynn, one of my subscribers told me to do that. It was one of the best pieces of advice anyone's ever given me about my YouTube. That's why when guys get over here, it's like they know me already. Tony said the same thing. He said, man, it's like you're a long-lost friend I haven't seen in a long time. But yeah. What's up? I voted. He said, what's up, Cal? He said, I've been on the hamster wheel and finally caught a live stream. Yay. Yeah, it's out of schedule because of Tuesday. But I always give y'all 3. What's up, Michael Alexander? He said, you are very valuable. Thank you, man. You know, sometimes, man, it feels good to be appreciated. And Michael, we had a real good time. He's coming back. Once he's got an agreement with the hotel he's staying with now, but he said, I want to move around a little bit. I'm going to be here for a couple of months. He said he liked San Carlos City. But he said, man, he said, guys should be happy to pay you for this information. I said, but yeah, they take it for granted because they've never been over here before. And most Americans, we want something for nothing. We want as much as we can get and to do as little as we have to do. Daniel Dela Cruz said to all foreigners planning to retire or stay here, please follow immigration policies. Yeah, let me go. That's what the Ghost of Pennsylvania said. He said that he was reading where a resort owner, a foreigner, was pulled in by immigration and getting ready to get blacklisted because he was overstaying and not paying his fees. Look, guys, you're not bigger than the rules over here. I'm going Monday to Dumageddon to extend my visa again. It's real simple. It's very inexpensive, and it's no big deal. I mean, it's the least you can do is do that. Okay? It helps the country. All right? Andre 92, thanks for that super chaser. Calvin, I just returned back from Manila and Tagaytay. It was awesome. The first thing that I noticed when I returned was walking elephants. Yeah. I was walking today and it was a young lady, and I see it all the time, she had the perfect body, man. Her and her Filipino boyfriend, they were walking too. And I see that all the time. Okay, here it is. He said an overstaying British national was arrested in Palawan by the Bureau of Immigration. See, the Bureau of Immigration knows where you are, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, if they don't know exactly where you are, they're going to have an idea. Before you even land, you fill out that card. Remember, you got to give a Filipino address. Then when you start extending and you're going for an extension, you need an address. So they know somewhere to start. They know where to find you. Okay, somebody probably turned him in since he was a resort owner. See, they probably knew he was overstaying. Probably somebody close to him because a stranger wouldn't know. And they don't just show up at your door like that. Okay. Yeah, he said saps. Yeah, suck. He said, yeah, sap. Yeah, he said, yeah, sap was a schoolyard favorite. Y'all remember that word, sap? You know, these guys are soft, man. They don't want to take any risk. You know, no risk, man, no rewards. They want everybody to do they want everything done for them. They want the easier, softer way. But I'm sorry, man. The Philippines is play at your own risk. There's dangers here, but there's also excitement. Okay? There's trash here, but there's treasure. Also, guys, you have to take some personal responsibility for your trip over here. Don't put it all on the vloggers. Okay? Don't say, oh, you said this and you said that. Get your butt over here. Okay? Yeah, he said saps. Rick Jam Rob said saps. We used it in high school. Yeah. Another guarantee that there won't be a typhoon when you're here. Well, there's no guarantee in that. But we want to guarantee the weather's going to be perfect. I'm going to meet the right woman. My health is going to be 100%. She's going to be above board. She's not going to scam me. And then guess what? And then you won't be robbed or killed. There's no guarantees of that, guys. Manila Martin says, every woman around the world needs to wear a hat that says play at your own risk. Absolutely. See, these guys, they get it, man. But that's what it is. It's no guarantee. Most human beings, majority of us, guys, we love certainty. That's what we love. That's why you punch that clock from 8 to 5. You're not going to work for commission. Or you're not going to be an artist. Or you're not going to depend on yourself to get it done. See, as an insurance agent, I'm responsible for my business license. I'm responsible for my recertification. And all of that. What else is it? That my compliance, that I'm in compliance. Me. But when you go to work for Ford and all of that, they've got a whole, you don't have that to worry about. All you got to do is worry about going to work. They've got a whole department, a whole compliance department that takes care of that for them. See, that's why most people don't like uncertainty. I want to know exactly what's going to happen before it even happens. And that's a boring life, man. We're not robots on an assembly line. Hey, Will Sutton, it says that Calvin Young, I'm gathering my documentation to apply for the SRV expanded courtesy. Is that the one with 20,000 or 10? E-Time said, what's up, Cal? I was going to ask you, who's the real Mr. Richie? I'm not sure. What's going on with that? Johnny S says, yeah, Cal, there's danger everywhere. I would just obey the laws and you will most likely be okay. Well, remember, play at your own risk. It's the same way when you go to the casino. We know the dangers of going in there. We know the risk. You could hit the jackpot or you could lose it all. The DC Frenchie says, how can you call someone a sap when everyone's simping in the PI as far as that goes? Well, that's your opinion, bro. I'm not going to argue with you. I know I'm living a life I never knew existed. I'm on top over here. Okay, any way you look at it. Okay, you probably over there in America, somewhere over there, punching a clock, running around in circles, police chasing you, and all that. Can't get a date. Otherwise, why would you be on here? People on here, we have more things in common. What are you doing on my live stream? Dark Energy said, don't ignore the signs. If you don't like you, it will show. Yeah, see? But it's not just the women. That's just one guarantee we want. You know, when you come over here, there's a chance you may get scammed. Because you don't know who you're meeting. Okay? You don't know when you swipe that credit card, they've skimmed it. It's a chance you got to take. That's all I'm saying. Dana Middleton said, you have the same risk in the Philippines that you face when you walk out the door of your home in America. No risk, no reward. No balls, no blue chips, guys. I'm sorry. Okay? We got to be responsible for any harm or any happiness that you find over here. You got to be personally responsible. I'm not trying to sell you a dream. I'm not handing you your trip here on a silver platter. I'm not going to do it. You know, the signs are clearly posted. The man, Dark Energy, said, do not ignore the signs. You may get everything you want over here and you may get nothing. But that's the risk you take. L. Chillin says, Philippines is safe or safer than Dominican Republic. I'd have to ask somebody that's been to both of them. I've only been to the Philippines, and I can honestly tell you, the only guarantee I can give you about the Philippines is that you're going to be welcome over here. That's the only guarantee I'm going to ever give you. When you get off that plane, people are going to welcome you here, and they're not going to bother you. Other than that, once you start going on the inside, dealing with these women, jumping in these taxis, doing all the other stuff we do, then it's a risk. Okay, then it's a risk. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. But yeah, we love that certainty, but what else I got? Yeah, I said life is 360 degrees. It's like every time you see one of these couples who seem to be so dreamily in love, right? And it's like heaven, right? You can rest assured that there's hell in that relationship too. But the reason they stay together is because they understand that life is a roller coaster. It's going to be up and down. If you look at the roller coaster, it takes you up, right? It takes you high. Sometimes you be like, man, life can never be any better. But then you come down. Okay, there's twists, there's turns, but eventually you safely come back into the station. I used to take my kids. I got 4 daughters in America. And we used to always go to Kings Island, Kentucky Kingdom. And they love the scary rides. I mean, my youngest daughter, she's 20 now. She was about 10 or something like that. And the minute she would get off the scariest roller coaster, Kentucky Kingdom, she'd get right back in line to do it all over again. But for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, guys. So when you have people on here, if you're watching YouTube channels, which the sugary dream fantasy YouTube channels are the ones being created now by these Filipino women, okay? Because foreigners know that, hey, these guys are showing up over here now. I need to be a little bit more real. I need to be, let guys know a little bit better what to expect. And see, y'all watching these Filipino channels, and they're reeling you in with all this stuff. They're not telling you. They could tell you 10 times what I tell you, but they're not going to do it. They want to rope you in over here. King B. Stacker says nothing wrong with falling in love. Absolutely. But he's saying, oh, I thought, he's so angry that everything's not working out over here for men. He wants to guarantee that if he comes over here and gets involved with a woman, that it's going to work out. Well, I'm sorry, Mark Schaefer. It's not going to work. It's no guarantee. It's just a risk you got to take. It's been about, it took me 5 times, man, to get it right. Because somebody in the comment stream of his comment said, okay, how you mean to tell me that you've been over there that long, you still haven't got it right? Well, it took me 5 times to get it right. John Wells, rest in peace, 7 times. I've had guys come on here that said 6 times. Very few people have come over here and hit it a home run the first at bat. Does it happen? Yeah, it happens, but very few. Okay. But it's just a risk you got to take. But he's so angry because he doesn't want to spend all the money and everything and come over here and then it not be 100%, locked in. It's just like I told you the other day when I tried to stop drinking in 92, 95, 97. I finally got sober in 1998. But in 1997, when I really earnestly tried, and I would see somebody else go back out and start drinking again, oh man, was I mad. I was angry because I wanted to guarantee that now that I, joined the program that I'm going to stay sober. Well, there's no guarantee. It takes some work, guys. It takes personal responsibility when you come over here to the Philippines, okay, of whether or not your trip is going to be boom or bust. Craig Jordan says, at Sunshine Shoulders, I work for the state insurance regulator. Some of these insurance producers blame us for their professional troubles. Yeah, and that's just what happens to us. he'll get on here and he'll say, oh, well, you said this and you said that. No, I said, when you find a good woman over here, it's as good as it gets. It does. I mean, it is. I mean, really. I've got a good woman, man, you know, and I'm not saying that because she's probably watching this, but I think she's at the gym, headed to the gym. It's because it's true. But look how much heartache and pain and risk I had to go through before I found the good one. This is all I'm telling him. You don't want me to just tell you the good side and then you come over here. What's my credibility going to be then? It's going to be shot, man. It's going to be shot. So I got to give you both sides. But, you know, okay. He says, welcome back to the conversation, Lonnie. Because a lot of you guys, man, y'all looking at these fantasy channels, man. Nothing wrong with that. But I just want you to know that that's only 180 of the conversation. A circle's 360. You know, I love the uncertainty of life. That's what makes it exciting. That's what made my career as an insurance agent so exciting. I didn't know who I was going to run into. I didn't know if I was going to sell 5 policies or none. But that's what I liked it. I didn't want everything done for me. I want to have some type of responsibility for my life. But over there, it's different. Everything is done for us, man. We don't even have to think over there. Everything's done for you. Everything's done for you over there. You don't have to build your own house. People have to build their own houses over here. I mean, no matter how primitive some of them are, they have to build them. They have to build their own house. Aaron says crime rate would tell all risks what is average crime rate. Well, in San Carlos is very low. Of course, in those big urban cities like Manila has the highest crime rate, and Quezon City in all the Philippines. But you got all those people crammed together like that. 20 million in an area that's only designed to hold 800,000. So you're going to have crime there. But as you get out from these urban cities, the Philippines thins out, man. It's like being on a big farm. And the crime rate drastically goes down, especially for foreigners. In a place like San Carlos City, they did a survey. They said, how worried are you from 0 to 10 that your car will be broken into, that your house will be broken into? The score was 0. They're not worried about that. Ormoc City, lady, has the lowest crime rate in the Philippines. Okay, according to the Philippine National Police. This is a city with 230,000 people in the city proper. He says Filipino women scared of strong men with strong personality. No, that's what they're used to. That's what they're used to. What they get tired of is these saps that come over here. And, you know, that fall right in line with their expectations. Because we have a reputation as foreign men over here in the Philippines. I don't know about anywhere else. As being desperate and being easy. And when you show her that you're desperate and easy, I'm sorry, but your goose is cooked. Patrick says, I've been to both DR and the Philippines. I can say unequivocally, the Philippines is much safer, hands down. Filipinos, now I don't know what the crime rate is for Philippines. Well, I do know what it is for Filipinos. So it's even less for foreigners. Because they're not going to bother you over here. The only guarantee you're going to get from Sunshine Shows is when you get over here, you're going to be welcome. Nobody welcomes you as well as the Philippines. I mean, nobody. I mean, I've never felt as welcome anywhere, and I've been around the world. Remember, I was in the U.S. Navy. I've been to some places on my own. It's just true, man. Johnny S says, I've been around the world and I've seen many foreigners flashing their money. Don't be stupid. Yeah, absolutely. And you're right. You're right. See, he don't realize I've got this on here. But he's right. Because, see, remember, Dana said something profound the other day. He said, Calvin, make sure you tell people, which I do all the time, that your vlogs and your live streams are about your life. You're not giving instructions. And it's true. I'm telling you about the triangle of death from a black man's perspective in America. But everybody has a triangle of death over there. But the Philippines is way safer for me as a black man than in America. It's just facts, man. I'm sorry. It is. It's true. Hey, Lonnie said, Cal, I'm flying out to the Philippines on Sunday, April 16th. You have a date on the meet and greet. Well, we had one place, but we're going to try to make it April 27th. Derek from Q Adventures, he's going to get back with me because the place that he had set up, it was too far. It was even beyond Moncton. It was a nice place, but I said, no, we need something in the city proper. So we're shooting for April 27th, guys. That's what we're shooting for. And if you're in Cebu, they stop by because he said, well, how many people you expect? And I said, hell, over 100, because imagine if he came back to me today and said, yeah, okay, I got the place. What's today? The 14th, right? No. Yeah, the 14th. That would give me 13 days advance notice to put out there to everybody. It may be 200 people because I gave 3 days notice, man, and we shut that place down over in Moncton and really had a great time. I mean, I know the owners were happy. I'm pretty sure that they would invite us back if we wanted to. And it was a nice little place outside. It had a nice little breeze. And it turned out great, man. But I'm expecting, man, if he gets the right place right there in Cebu City, it'd probably be 200 people. Because it's important that we meet each other. Especially the new guys when you come over here. I was telling Tony, I said, you know, your situation mimics mine. The only difference is you got a community to come to. I didn't. Man, for years I was over here by myself. It was crickets. Why do you think one of the most important reasons for this vlog? Because this is more than a vlog, guys. It's a community. It's very few vlogs about the Philippines that set up the way this is. It's because of my personal experience and what I went through. It's very, very important that I don't care if you've only been here a week. You need to share that experience with somebody. Share your experience, good or bad, up or down. You know, boom or bust, man. It put it all in that computer, man, and something's going to spit out, and we can help the new man. Because when I got over here, man, every mistake, I made it. You know, my mistakes have become my secrets. I share them with y'all guys. I opened up my life, man, for a reason. It wasn't for you guys to challenge me. I'm flawed, man. I make mistakes. I got character defects. I'm wrong a lot of times. But I think that's part of the attraction. People see themselves in me. They say, oh, I'm just like him. But if all you're going to do is come on here and, you know, push back all the time, nothing's going to make sense to you until you finally get over here. Okay? Unfiltered perspective, aka Mr. Social Distance. Said boots on the ground. I took the risk, and so far it's worth it. Yeah, see, this is another reason. I mean, something else Tony said. He said, Calvin, if it wasn't for you, I would have never came over here. He said, but you challenged us. Because in one of my live streams, in one of my videos, I said most of the people watching me will never step foot in the Philippines. And he took that personally. He said, I'm going. And it is a risk when you're coming this far. But no risk, no rewards. Most of us, I'm going to say most of us that come over here, we get what we're searching for. Okay? But it's the guys who never come over who sit back and say, oh, you said on this video this, you said on that video that. Well, it's called the 360. It's never going to make sense to you until you get over here. Yeah, well, I'm just saying. You got family in Longer Pole, but you're not here. And I'm not going to argue with you, man. This is a community, dude. And if you want to stay part of the community, you need to pipe down. That's all I'm saying. We're trying to help each other. I mean, you coming over here, starting trouble with people. We don't want that, man. But when you get over here and you need some help, we're the ones that's going to help you. Do you think Filipinos are going to help you when you get over here and you run out of money and stuff like that? They're going to do whatever they can for you, but they're not going to have the money to send your ass back home. Okay? They may let you stay with them and they're going to feed you and everything like that until you can get on your feet. But it's going to be us. So I would suspect that you start making some connections, man, instead of fighting on here, man. Come on. He said, the Beach of Life says, buying a plane ticket over here is all your money. Then maybe you're not ready. Yeah, I would say so too. Okay, he's coming to Bacala. Well, hell, if you're in a taxi van, you're only like an hour and a half from me, Lonnie, in Bacala. If you take that big bus, you're probably 2.5 hours away. But you're going to like Bacala because it's an urban city. But if you're in Bacala, you have to take that ferry over to Iloilo City and then just go on down to Antique, then on down to Cataclan, then over to Boracay. El Chillin said, what's the best options? Well, Pacific Cross has a good policy. Because remember, you're not going to need a tremendous amount of health insurance, but you're going to need some. They got a policy, 500,000 pesos, which would be about $10,000, which should cover you. But there's a lot of companies that offer them, but Pacific Cross seems to be the most reasonable as far as price, because Aetna has one over here. Cigna has one. But remember, Michael Onstadt, go to Health Insurance in the Philippines. They got a Facebook page. And I'm not endorsing him. He doesn't pay me anything. This is a community. I'm going to pass on the information I have. He is an insurance agent over here. He's an expat. He got his connections. He can help you if you're really interested in a policy. He said, Philippine expat prepper said, Cal, when WW3 breaks out, do you feel better riding it out here in the Philippines, or would you go back to the U.S.? Well, I don't even think like that. See, you guys don't understand. If there's ever a World War III, you're not going to be safe anywhere. All right? I just have to say, but I'm even going to put that in the universe. I mean, there's going to be a World War III, no matter where you are, you're not going to be able to save. You're not going to be safe. You're not going to be able to fly anywhere. Yeah, see, this is a fact right here. I'm glad that he's bringing some reason into the conversation. He says, Black Turn 34 is the Filipino YouTubers comment sections are all y'all need to know. Embarrassing. See, but they don't want the real nitty gritty, Black Turn 34. That's what they want. We're so thirsty, man. I mean, that it's just a shame that there's not more real channels pumping out real information. Because remember, Filipinos a lot of times are the world's greatest imitators. What they've done is they watched us in the beginning and they said, oh, these guys, when they talk about relationships, they get a lot of views. When they talk about sex, they get a lot of views. So all they're doing is mimicking what they've seen, not realizing that if you take a page out of, remember, has anybody watched Jennifer Terry? Could you have a better channel than what she's got? This woman has, she's created a niche for herself that no one could ever destroy. She's firmly in there. And she's going to be successful as long as she's on YouTube. But the other 99%, this is what they're doing. And I'm not knocking them because they're genius. They're saying, okay, I'm used to earning 285 pesos a day. Well, hell, these guys are sending me money like it's going out of style. When I had the True Girls on here, this is the only 2 stream yards that I kept because I wanted it to be proof. Whenever guys got on here talking about what they're going to do and what they're not going to do, they gave so much money that YouTube shut them down, wouldn't let them give any more super chats. These other women, they're watching my channel, they see that. I mean, there's no telling how much money these girls are earning over here. You know, and I say bravo to them. You know, I say bravo to them, man. Because if that's all we want, then guess what? That's all they're going to give you. But I've got a community, man, you know, because I know it's beyond that. That's the last thing you need to be thinking about when you get over here. If you're trying to stay over here and be an expat as a woman, women are heavy over here. Now, if you're going to be here for 2 weeks, I get it. And, you know, you get 2 weeks a year to come to the Philippines. I get it. Yeah, get in where you fit in. But if you coming over here, you talking about being an expat over here, man, there's a whole lot more you better be worried about than a damn woman. Yeah, see, people rarely get it right the first time. But this is what we want. We want a guarantee. So we go on these channels where they're talking guarantees. Oh, the Philippines is the greatest woman in the world. Just get over here. That's all you have to do. Is it that easy? It is, but there's no guarantee. See, that's why I said if you're coming over as an expat, you don't have to worry about a woman, man. They're going to find you. They're going to find you. Matrix LLC said, Cal, can I tell the police you sent me to meet chicks in the pig? Absolutely not. You know, people have tried that and it didn't work. You know, I went and got a lawyer, shut that down real quick. Now I got the authorities on my side. They glad I'm a part of the Filipino team over here now. So yeah, if you want to try it, go ahead. I've got an affidavit in there, signed, sealed, and delivered. Hey, Dark Energy said PSA warning, signs of obsessive women in Southeast Asia. It only takes 2 or 3 a day for her to show you she's crazy. Well, we're not going to talk about anybody. We're talking about when you come to the Philippines, play at your own risk. Stop pointing fingers at these vloggers and everything. Okay? Put the responsibility where it belongs, squarely on your shoulders, whether your trip is a boom or a bust. But most of us, we like that old certainty. We want to know it's a guarantee. When I get there, she's going to be there, and everything's going to work out. The weather's going to be perfect. Nobody's going to scam me. Nobody's going to rob me. That's what we want. There's not going to be any typhoons. My health is going to be good. I'm not going to be involved in an accident. There's no emergencies going to happen. What's up, Will? He said, yeah. Yeah, troll alert. Yeah. Get rid. I mean, you know, that guy was okay the other day, but now he's showing who he is. He said, regulate. Talk time with Eddie J says, I know as a mature man, if you show a woman you're desperate and don't have a purpose, she will put you marbles in her purse. They're definitely going to use you. See, Tony said he had that problem. He got over here and see these women, man, I'm going to tell you, they got a lot of nerve, man. And I'm not talking about them. I'm just saying some of them, they got to a point. We've become so weak, some of us over here, that this Filipino women are very humble, man. They're very shy. Some of them we've created monsters out of them. Imagine this woman had the nerve to meet him, have him take her around to the restaurants, to the mall, spend all this money on her, and then tell him, oh, I'm just your tour guide. Now, I'm telling you guys, you know, that's what's over here. But when I tell people like Mark Schaefer, he gets mad because he wants to guarantee that every woman he meets over here is going to be the love of his life. Yusuf says, how about live streaming your next meet and greet? Just set the camera up and leave it. That's a great idea. I thought about that. But that's a great idea. He said, TJ Johnson said, Soup's Boo is the same troll, by the way. He said, regulators mount up. Bachelor Science says, hey, Cal, when's the next meet and greet? We're shooting for April 27th. Derek Q of Q Adventures, he's getting the place together. And he said something profound to me 2 days ago, you know, about the community that's sprung up around me. He said, Calvin, he says, because I asked him, I said, how's your business coming along over there in Moncton? You know, he rents a room, 1 or 2 rooms, and he rents motorcycles. He said, well, I'm only going to rent to the community. He said, because they can be trusted. And I know I'm not going to have any issues. See, this is what we need. He's part of the community, by the way. When you come over here, you ain't got to be worried about dealing with some shyster over here trying to scam you. You want a motorcycle and you got one available, you're dealing with somebody right in this community. Same with renting the Airbnb he's got. And it's going to be more of that as more people buy into what we're doing. Man, we've got a community of thousands, man. Imagine if you come over here, you're an expat, and you're trying to just earn a few extra dollars to help the community. Maybe it's Airbnb. It could be you may want to rent cars, whatever it is you're doing. And you hook up to this community. See, eventually it's going to be 100,000 strong, 1 million strong eventually. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's the vision I've got in my mind. It's not just on here talking about women all the time. Hell, we could rent a damn, like we did when Sydney and Franz, they rented a damn yacht, and we just took a bunch of women out there, man. You know, if that's all you worry about is women. No, but he said I'm bald because I got 4 daughters and a few baby mamas. No, I didn't get bald till I came to the Philippines, and I'm only bald here. Nobody in my family's bald. I've always had a head full of hair. Let me show y'all this picture. I think I showed it to y'all before, but I'm going to show it. This is early in my insurance career, by the way. You're not going to believe it. Here I am. Can y'all see that? That's me. That's the hair I had when I came over here in December of 2008. It wasn't this big because I was wearing a fade then. But there I am. That's early in my insurance career. Notice the suit and tie. I wore that every day. And you ask anybody that's ever worked with me or for me. It was called the law of contrast that I was using. Everybody else was wearing polo shirts and khakis. No, I wore a suit and tie every day, and it worked for me. L. Chilling says the other YouTube channels seem like they're all about the monetization. Cow is genuine. Yeah, everybody that gets on YouTube has a dream of being monetized. The thing with me was I never really thought that it would happen. So that was never really my point. My point was to share my boots on the ground experience over here to people watching, to make your trip here more enjoyable and above all things safer. You know, if I've been through the minefield, okay, and I know where the bombs are, wouldn't you want somebody that's been through there before who can lead you around there to safety? That's really all I'm trying to do. You know, but when you get on these dating sites and stuff like that, even the best vloggers can't help you. Sometimes those profiles are going to blow up on you. And sometimes you're going to end up spending a lot of money. Then you get over here and she's going to do you just like the woman did Tony. And it's her loss because this guy's set up. He's financially well off. He's a great guy. He got a great personality. She screwed up because she wanted a few thousand pesos. Lady, this is what we're dealing with. But we should be able to see that coming from a mile away. And we can if we listen, if we try to share our experiences. Facts and Feelings said, keep doing what you're doing, brother. People like me are very proud of you. Many people from in the Western Matrix are stuck there and they will hate on brothers because they can't be you. There's a lot of truth to that. The ones who are stuck over there are the ones who I get a pushback on or who've never been over here. There's no guarantees over here, guys. I'm sorry. You got to take some risks, man. I keep talking about Andrew Tate and all those guys like that. Here's Mark Schaefer. Thanks for the super sticker, but thanks for the suggestion today because I'm not picking on you. You're just like the rest of us. Most of the people who watch these vlogs, they want a guarantee, Mark. They want everything to play out just as they have it in their mind. And it can be that way, but you got to take some responsibility. Meeting a woman over here is probably the easiest thing you ever going to have to do. Getting some pussy in the Philippines is probably the easiest thing you ever going to have to do. But is it going to blow up on you? Okay, is she going to threaten you to blacklist you and all of that? See, that's what we're trying to avoid. I mean, you can do anything for 2 weeks. You're going to be here for 2 weeks. I get it. But in the event, be responsible. Some of this stuff can happen to you even you're going to be here 2 weeks. Mark Schaefer says, just happened to turn this on and heard you talking about my comment. No disrespect. I know there's no guarantees. It was just things I hadn't heard about Filipinos. I was just curious for more details. Yeah, because see, you never heard it, Mark, and I wasn't picking on you. I used that because you're one of thousands who want that guarantee. You only hear the good stuff. And when I give you both sides, people say, oh, I'm confused. No, you shouldn't be confused. Life is 360. Life is a circle. It's not flat. The earth's not flat. No matter what people say. So when you see people talking about how good Filipinos are and this and that, it doesn't mean they're lying. I just want you to know that there's another side to it. Daniel Milton said, don't sleep on Iloilo. Absolutely. That's why I told Lonnie Franklin, you're right there in Bacolod. Take that ferry over to Iloilo and you're going to be glad. You may not come back to Bacolod. I call them the Twin Cities because they're right there, right across from each other. But Dumagetti's Iloilo is more refined than Bacolod. It's like Iloilo's a good witch. If you ever watch the Wizard of Oz, Iloilo is the good witch Bacall is the bad witch. Urban Guitar Legend says, random question, sir, but should I take the ferry to Dumaguete or St. Carl City? Been in Cebu for 2 weeks and looking to see something different. Well, I would go to Dumaguete first because there's a whole lot more excitement going on in Dumaguete than it is here. I love Dumaguete. Now, would I live there? I don't know. I live here before I live in Dumaguete, but yeah, go to Dumaguete first. And I'm going to tell you something. On your way to Dumaguete, why don't you do this? Stop in Bohol, because when you catch the ferry from the the Ocean Jet, it's going to stop in Tagbilaran, Bohol. That's halfway. Stop there. Buy your ticket to Tagbilaran. Spend a couple of days there. Go to Alona Beach in Panglao, Bohol. You're going to like that. Then catch the Ocean Jet on to Dumaguete. And then while you're there, go over to, it's a 30-minute boat ride to Siquijor Island. So, yeah, go to Dumaguete first. Willie Cook says, I heard trackers except in the Philippines. I heard the same thing, but I think it depends on where you are. If you go up by Angeles City, Subic Bay, in the Longapo area, where so many of them ex-military expats up there, which they've got a tremendous community up there. See, that's what you can do when you work together, when you come together. See, they changed a lot up there because they come together and demanded certain things. But yeah, I did hear that it's being accepted, but only probably up there. Hey, Al Rogan, thanks for that super chat. He said, keep up the good work. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Orchid King said, Cal, whatever happened to Rudy, the Bitcoin guru? I think somebody got in Rudy's ear, man. I think, and because, we didn't really, I'm just as shocked as you. Dark Energy says, unsafest place would be in America. That's right. If WW3 happens, you wouldn't be safe anywhere. And that's a fact. Jacob Tanja said, lots of them are recycling your previous blog topics. See, if you're a free thinker, Jacob, and you know this because you're a free thinker, you come up with comments like I come up with today. The Philippines, play at your own risk. There's just no guarantees. It's just something that's relevant, something we need to talk about. You can't come over here expecting everything to work out exactly the way you want. If you're here for 2 weeks, it might. If you're here for 2 years, man, it's going to be that roller coaster, man. But I'd rather not know what's going to happen than know. So tell me the truth. Do you want to know the day you're going to die? Or would you not know? But you can't have it both ways, guys. It's the same with life. It's the same with your trip in the Philippines. It's like knowing when you're going to die. Do you want to know when you're going to die, the exact time, date? Is that going to make you live any different? Some people are going to go into panic mode, and they'll just sit there until they die. Other people are going to start doing everything, their bucket list and all that, but I don't want to know that. I don't want to know when I'm going to die. Will Sutton says, there's a lot of Filipino vloggers. I can't keep up with all of them. Yeah, because, see, they're smart, man. But remember, if the Filipino vloggers are watching this and doing this, what do you think the regular Filipinos are doing? The ones that are on the dating sites who don't have the YouTube channels. They're thinking the same way. They just can't articulate it on the YouTube channel. But they're thinking the same way, like, I want these guys money. I know what they want. They're easy. I mean, I was talking to It's Wing, and, I gave her some good information, but they won't listen, and I don't blame them. I mean, you got to do what's working for you. And I'll be damned if she didn't come right back with her last video was, what Filipinos like in bed. I'm like, But that's what works for her. She got what? She got a lot of views and probably, I'm sure, a whole lot of PayPal donations from that. She got to feed her family. But eventually, that's going to play out, guys, especially when you get over here. Eventually, it's going to play out. Black Terrence says they're clearly using their looks to play to their fans. YouTube is honestly just a SFW only fans these days. Yeah, when it comes to a woman, see, they've got it too easy. And that's why I told them, I said, I'm jealous of y'all. I said, I've got to come up with Pulitzer Prize winning content to get 3,000 or 5,000 views. I said, all y'all have to do to get 3,000 or 5,000 views is to get in front of the camera and then stick another young Filipina beside you and talk about whatever it is y'all talk about. Oh, what do Filipinos like? What do foreigners like? What's it like living with a foreigner? What's it like living with a Filipina? You see what I'm saying? Now, the half black, half Filipina, she's a very attractive young lady. But I can't watch her videos. They're too, I guess as she continues to make videos, which I would suggest if you're watching this, that you do, and you get better. But right now, it's just too cringy. I can't watch it. But some guys, they just want to watch her because, remember, that's a Filipina sister. She probably, there's no telling what she looks like in person. I'm pretty sure she's shapely as hell. Yeah, Michael Alexander. You're right. He said, Muhammad Ali talked so highly about the Philippines that I was amazed and said, then I would like to visit. He did. Because people was like, was the Philippines ever booming? Yeah, it was booming. Imagine Marcos brought a heavyweight championship fight to the Philippines. There had never been one before or since. In 1975, they split $5 million, man. That's a lot of money now. So imagine what it was back then. Yeah, this is where I am with it. The Bachelor of Science. He says, I don't blame the girls. It's the guys thirsting over them with attention and money are the issue. Yeah, see, if that's all we want, Bachelor of Science, then that's all they're going to give us. But if we don't demand more, if all we keep saying, some guy was like, oh, on her video, I'm reading the comments, like the guy said, it's cringy. Oh, I like how innocent you are when it comes to sex. She's got 3 kids, man. What are you talking about? I like the way you look up at the ceiling when you're talking. You're so innocent. Oh, like you stupid fool. He said, there you go. Have a nice day. He said, come over here with $1,200 a month and you'll get a quick guarantee that you'll be miserable. Now, I've got to kind of push back against that. Only because if you're going to be single over here. See, I've got a couple of friends over here. They're single. They live by themselves. And I guarantee you that their expenses aren't $1,200 a month. Everything. And they're living pretty good. It just depends on where you live. But if you got that woman with you, that's not going to come anywhere close to being enough. And that's really the truth. Well, he says, one of the bloggers said Filipinos have very big egos. True, Cal? Well, not for real, but here's the thing. They're vain. That's a fact. They're vain. But when you got the whole world telling you that you're beautiful, Daryl G, eventually you start believing it. When I came over in 2009, which is really not that long ago, it was just it was so different. My son's mother, man, and I don't care what anybody says, she's a very attractive woman. Nobody ever told her she was beautiful. Only me and her mother. She did not believe it when I told her she was beautiful. I mean, she seriously didn't believe it. But now, these women know it, man. A lot of these women, man, you can see it. Look at the vloggers. They're talking to you like, you look but don't touch. I'm way up here, you're down here. And it's really not the case, guys. If you really saw how they lived, it would be a whole lot different. And that's why I say, don't be fooled by what you see. Wait till you get over here. Don't be sending all that money and all that stuff like that until you get over here. Remember the taste, touch, and smell test. You can't taste it, touch it, and smell it. It's not real. Well, here's what you got to understand. He says, you always have such great thumbnails for your videos. And I click on, I get stuck seeing your face. Ha ha. Just kidding. I love your content topics. Well, YouTube, they reward you by your views. They don't reward you on subscribers and all that. And one of the things is to just, what I like to do is have an interesting thumbnail. And then, because I know what I'm going to talk about is going to be interesting. See, but if I just put my face there, people aren't even going to click on it to hear what I've got to say. So at least they'll click on it and say, oh, this guy's making sense. Once they click on it, I'd rather it be that way than the other way around. You got this beautiful Filipino on there with these fancy thumbnails. Then you click on it and it's crickets. Really nothing of value that's coming out of the damn content. Yeah, it was a good question. That's why I featured it. He said at Mark Schaefer, people 8,000 miles away need to hear the answer. I think it was a good question. It was. When you have a YouTube channel, something OG Fred told me one time, because he saw me respond to a comment. He said, Calvin, you got to learn to discern what comments are worth your time and which ones aren't. He said, some of them you need to ignore. And he was right. He was right on the money. And the one Mark was, it was the one I needed to engage because it was a great question. It's exactly what most of us are got in our head. When I come over here, it's going to be just like I see on the video. What's up, Hal Funk Bass? He said, you're watching, man. Brother, I'm here in Manila and I found my paradise here and buying a condo in the place I want in my name. You have to have the same mindset as you do in the U.S. That helps, especially when it comes to your common sense. But some things you have to adjust over here. Eventually, you're going to have to assimilate into the Filipino way of life if you ever really going to be successful over here. And this is what I was telling Tony. The only difference between me in 2009 and me now is I know what to expect now. I've been over here long enough. I know what to expect. I've assimilated into this society. Nothing bothers me anymore. The long lines don't bother me. Them counting my money at the cash register 2 or 3 times, it don't bother me anymore like it used to. Yeah, it is. It is on 5,000, and that's because here's Head Travels. Hey brother, if you want, thanks for that super chat. He says, saluted Sunshine Shoulders. If you want to come on the panel on Tuesday, man, send me an email. Put my email up, Michael Beach of Life, Jacob Tanje. I'd like to hear what's going on in Cambodia. We need to find out what's going on over there. Do we have another option? Because you're living large over there. Al Rogan said, Calvin's best advice ever was fall in love with the Philippines first. Yeah, because a woman's not going to keep you over here. She may run you away. She may stop you from staying here. But she's certainly not going to keep you here. I said that's a fact. And it's going to be trial and error. You just keep on till you find a good one. But you're more likely going to find a good woman here. I will say that. Than you will in America. But you got to keep trying. It's not going to be any guarantee, man. Yeah, I'm just, giving you my boots on the script, on the ground, Martin. Pete Vancelli. He said, thanks, Cal, for laying out the truth. I just want to bring some common sense into the conversation. Okay, because we put these women way on a pedestal, man. We got to bring them down a little bit. You got to understand. That's what I was telling Tony. I said, get out of your own way, man. I said, they know that you're the star when you get over here. They know you're a celebrity when you get over here. Okay? Believe it or not, and I was walking today, man, nice looking Filipino lady. She had to be maybe mid-30s. And I just said hello to her. And oh man, you should have saw the expression on her face. It went from shock to then she started smiling. Then she started looking at me. When I look back, she's still looking. Because to her, I may have been the first foreigner that's ever spoke to her. You know, it's real easy. I know how to meet people over here now. You just simply smile and say hello. That's all it takes. Because they already put you on a pedestal over here, whether you want to believe it or not, and whether you're comfortable with it or not. As a foreigner coming over here, Filipinos put you on a pedestal. But what we do, we tear the damn pedestal down. Okay? And rebuild it and put her up there. Okay? This is something that I always try to, tell people, when you coming over here and you're dealing with women. See, we're just uncomfortable with the truth, man. And the truth is that you're Keith Richards when you get here. That's the truth. Daniel Milton says, you're planning to exhibit shaky behavior in the Philippines. Don't forget to bring your own bail money. Oh, yeah. Now, shaky, you're talking about, yeah. If you plan on selling drugs or using drugs, well, there's no bail right away. You better have a damn good lawyer. Or I was watching the, what's it called? The toughest jails in the world, toughest prisons in the world. And they had a Filipino man in there. He was there for assault or something. He had been in jail 10 years before his trial came up. They gave him 14 years. So then when he went to court and they gave him 14 years, they took him to the real prison where he was going to do the rest of his 4 years. And I'm like, wow, 10 years. Vince Lawson says, it took me 3 trips and leaving San Carlos City to finally get things right and still learning from OGs like you, Gerard and Tom Young, LaChon. Instead of trying to find a perfect love, I just enjoy playing the game. Yeah, it's like I said, it's going to take some trial and error. I love LaChon said, tour guides are expensive in Europe, but I don't need one in the Philippines. Well, that's what she told him. She was going to be his tour guide. But only after he spent all that money whining and dining her. And that's what his problem was. And I was telling him one of his questions was he didn't understand the money over here. He didn't understand the value of the peso because, guys, there's nothing wrong with whining and dining a woman. But don't spend the kind of money whining and dining a woman over here that you would spend in your home country. And this is what I was trying to tell him. If it comes down to you tipping somebody or giving somebody some money, you got to always use that peso to dollar ratio. I'm not talking about the exchange rate. I'm saying a peso over here is equivalent to $1 in America. I'm talking about the value. And you say, Cal, you're crazy. No, I'm talking about the degree of difficulty. If somebody, I'm talking about the regular masses. I'm not talking about the wealthy people over here. Okay. I'm talking about the masses. 1,000 pesos over here. Their ability to go out and earn 1,000 pesos is the same degree of difficulty that it take you to earn 1,000 in America. Because most people over here only earn between 300, 400, 500 a day, right? Same thing. So when you tipping somebody and you give them 100 pesos, that's like giving somebody a tip for $100 over there. Because over here, the waiter, his salary is going to be 300. So you're giving him a third of his salary on that tip. In America, what are you earning in America now? $15 an hour, $120 a day. So you're giving him like a full day's pay if you give them $100. But I was going back and forth with a guy, I think his name's the Chosen One on here, about how much money people actually earn over here. I live here. I know that the majority of people that you're going to see when you step off that plane and come over here, they don't have real jobs. They're working, but they're getting paid under the table. 2/3 of them earn about 100 to 150 pesos a day. That's it. They're not in the census. So when you see what the average pay of Filipinos are, when you see unemployment numbers and all that, it's not the real numbers. Those numbers are for people who are actually on the rolls, who actually have real jobs, military, government workers, teachers, and things like that. Call center tech, and people working in banks and all of that, universities. It's not the most of people you see. So 100 pesos is a lot of money over here to somebody. If you don't believe it, give a tricycle job 100 pesos and see his eyes light up. Yeah, see, they're looking at it the wrong way. We're not talking about the exchange rate. We're talking about the value. You're leaving a dollar economy. You come into a peso economy. It's different. You bring that dollar economy over here, man. You're going to overspend. You're going to give somebody a whole lot more money. You're going to spend more money on her at the mall than you have to. If you spend 2,000 pesos on a woman at the mall, it's like you taking a woman in America on a shopping spree and spending 2,000. It's the same thing, guys. WC to Success, thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, she saw you a winning lottery ticket walking down the street. Basically, that's what it was. But the point I'm trying to make is they put us on a pedestal, man. She was shocked that I said anything to her. I mean, that was one of those hellos where all I had to do was turn around and, introduce myself. That's all I would have had to do. But some of us, most of us, we're too uncomfortable with that label that they put there. We can't afford, we're too bashful to be up there on the pedestal where everybody can see you, all the attention, because you're going to get attention over here you never got. They're going to stare at you, man, and it's going to be uncomfortable. I mean, they'll stare at you all the way till you put the food in your mouth. And now you be like, I know what these celebrities feel like now. So when you come over here and people think that you're rich or people think that you got money, it's not a bad thing if you know how to conduct yourself. It's going to open doors, number one, that are closed to everybody else. You're going to meet people and you're going to have opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise if they didn't think you had money. It's going to immediately put you on a whole other level than most people over here. But most of us, we run from that. We don't want that. I want it because I know how to deal with it now. Al Rogan said that P girl said she refused Jollibee the first date. Well, here's the thing. She's on a whole other level. She's not talking for the regular Filipino because that's not true. Okay, Jollibee's a big deal over here, and they would love for you to take them to Jollibee or Inasal, which is just as big as Jollibee. I mean, in popularity, so big that Jollibee bought Inasal. So no, that's not true. Well, maybe for her it was, but for the average Filipino, no, that's an upgrade. Okay, that is an upgrade. And that's all I'm saying, is it takes far less to wine and dine a woman over here, than it does over there. But that's our problem. It takes a while. But if you got a community of people, if you got people already over here who are telling you right now, like, hey, dude, when you think about tipping somebody, you thinking about taking a woman out on a shopping spree or giving somebody, some money, all you got to do is that peso to that dollar comparison, and you're going to be fine. You're not going to spend too much money. How's she going to come up with 2,000 pesos all at one time? No, I'm sorry. That might be what she earns in a whole week, but once she gets it, it's already gone. So you take her and buy her underwear, bras, maybe a couple of outfits. Man, what are you talking about? They're used to shopping in the okay. Just ask KJ, thanks for that super sticker. And welcome to the live stream. Yeah, Michael Beats Your Life, he eats in the Carinderias. Now, but remember, you got to pick and choose which one, okay, to eat. Because when I lived in Mulavi, which is not far from here, there was a lady who had a Carinderia across the street from us, and we'd eat there all the time because we knew when she bought the food out, it was fresh. We'd go over there and eat white beans, different things like that. But you have to pick and choose, guys. And when you're new over here, I wouldn't do it right away. But Michael Beats Your Life's been over here long enough to know, yay or nay. The Beats Your Life says, my girlfriend loves Inner South, and our favorite is Rib Shack. Absolutely, because you got a real woman. I got somebody talking about, I turned down Jollibee on the first date. Who you think you fooling? You're not fooling me. I've been over here too long. I'm sorry. Yeah, but we're not talking about the exchange rate. See, this is where you get confused. That's not what we're saying. We're saying to look at, for every peso you give somebody, look at it as if you're giving them $1. And then you won't overspend. You won't over tip. You won't over trick. Because 2,000 pesos, if you give somebody just come out of your pocket and give them 2,000 pesos over here, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. It takes them they have to work long and hard to earn that 2,000. I'm talking about 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day for the rest of the week to earn that 2,000. So when you just give it to them, it's a lot of money, man. Yeah, you got to use your common sense. That's all I'm saying. But as easy as that sounds, just as KJ, what I've learned over the years is we throw that out the minute we get on the plane. The minute we get on the plane, we're so excited about the Philippines, we throw our common sense out the window. We think we don't need it when we get over here. I'm going to tell you something, man. I've seen some of the most intelligent, most successful men in their country come over here and act a damn fool, man. Give all their money away and just get walked on. I mean, they won't even go out with the fellas anymore. They're all up underneath the girl. And here's a girl who is homeless before you met her. Didn't even have a place to stay, but he don't put her up on the pedestal. And we do this all the time, guys. And it's a big, big mistake. Because the higher you put her up, the farther she's got to fall. And they're going to fall because it's not going to work out. Stuff's going to start coming out. Oh, she's married. Oh, she's on drugs. Oh, she's a lesbian. But yeah, we don't use our common sense over here. Because if we did, they wouldn't have been able to flip that script. They flipped it, man. And they winning, man, by a long way. It'll be 1,000 years. I say it because I just want you to know that I'm awake over here. I'm not sleeping at my post over here. But it's going to take 1,000 years for us to catch up. That's how far behind we are. Because every day somebody's throwing that out there about, how perfect they are. And, people coming over here and buy plane rides. They're not using their common sense. Adventure Seeker, thanks for that super chase. And thank you for great content, Calvin. You continue to deliver the nitty-gritty with authenticity and sincerity. Hope to meet you in 2024. Thank you so much, man. I hope I'm still around in 2024, man. That's a fact. I don't take life for granted. He said, yeah, mornings are the best. It is. It's the best because calendaries don't have menus. So what happens is Filipinos, they pick up the pot and they looking in and see what's in there, right? That's the menu, like that. So I want to get over there before they start doing all that. Okay? I want to get over there right when it's ready because some of these calendaries, man, the food is delicious and it's hot right when but by the time, if it's 4 or 5 o'clock and the food is still out there because they're going to keep it out there until it's gone. You may not want to deal with that. Filipinos are used to that, though. They like cold food. The Bachelor Life said, Cal, if you could start again, what city would you settle in? The city that I settled in, Cebu. I settled in Cebu when I first started really living in the Philippines. Because I love Cebu. I love the location. It's close to everything. I mean, it's got that major airport. It's got the major seaports. It's got the bus stations. It's got everything you need there. The great Wi-Fi. I mean, just unbelievably beautiful women everywhere. Millions of them. And that's where I was. That's where I was, man. And I would suggest any newcomer to start out in one of those urban cities like that. Don't try to start out in San Carlos City. Ask Vince Lawson, he'll tell you. It's not for everybody. But San Carlos City, as you get older and you retired, you'll love this place. But most people aren't retired. They think they are until they get over here. And there's no IT Park here. There's no Ayala Mall here where you can go and just, your damn eyeballs are going to fall out, man. I can guarantee you that you're going to see some of the most beautiful women in the world over here. Now, are you going to have access to them? Are they going to fall at your feet? Probably not. But I can guarantee you're going to see some hotties over here. I mean, that'll give anybody a run for their money in any country in the world. Yeah, Moments with Mitch. He said, the ones I know make about 350 pesos a day for 12 hours. Okay, so let's take that. She's earning 350 a day for 12 hours. But they don't get paid every day, remember. By the time they get paid, I think it's like the 15th and the 30th, the 5th and the 20th, something like that, right? Their money's gone the minute they get it. For the rest of the payday, again, they're scrapping and scraping, man. So you come along and say, okay, here's 2,000 pesos. Oh, she's going to be happy because now she got lunch, she got transportation, she can buy, pads and, panty liners that they like to wear over here. And, she's going to be able to fill in the gaps between that payday. But see, when you come over here and you give them 10,000 and 20,000 and sometimes 100,000, sometimes 1 million, she's liable to quit her job, man. And that's what we do. I've seen it with my own eyes. It's going to happen again. And no matter how many times we talk about it, okay, it's going to happen. Because they're going to say to me, oh, you can't tell me nothing. I'm a grown man. I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Okay, well, do it. I'm telling you that I've crossed that minefield many times. I can guide you safely over there if you want to. But if you don't, then okay, you're going to get blown up a few times by the time you get to the other side. I've been fooled before. I had a lady, man, she had me so thirsty on cam And, and that's what they do. They set you up like that. And I'm over here. She knows I'm over here. She had me, my nose is wide open. And she said, yeah, but I want to come and see you now. She said, you need to buy me a plane ticket. And then you got to give my mother 2,000 pesos to watch the kid, watch my daughter or son, whatever it was. And I'm like, sure. I went online. I go to Cebu Pacific. I buy the plane ticket. I'm thinking she's coming from, I want to say, I'm flying her from the Polar to Cebu or something. It wasn't far. Okay, I buy the ticket, round trip, about $75. I send her the money. Man, crickets. She ghosted me because she don't care about the plane ticket I'm buying. She wants the 2,000. Now, if she does, that's her lick right there, really, for the day. She could be done with. But I'm pretty sure she's going to do 3, 4, 5 other men like that. See, but yeah, I've been fooled before, but that's the only time I've ever been scammed. She scammed me. And I'm just, it just was. I know, brother. That's what I'm saying. Neil Davis says they have to go over there, Cal, and see it to believe it. This is the only time it's going to make sense to anybody. Anything I say, it just sounds like I'm talking. And like, oh, it doesn't make any sense. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Until you step foot over here and you be like, man, everything he said is right on the money. Because all the people say it when they get over here. But the guys who've never been here before, they're like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's because guys are saps and they simps and, they wasn't nothing in their own country. So you're not going to be nothing in the Philippines. But that's where you're wrong. The guys who come over here, man, they have it all together at home. Multi-millionaires, some of them. College degrees. Retired 30, 40 years from the military, the post office. Sold their businesses. Sold their houses. They succeeded in every facet at home. But when they come over here, it's like they're babies. It's like they don't know anything. These women have a power over us. I can't explain it, man. I can't explain it. But it's true. Filipinos have a power over men. A lot of women, man, you got more money than they've got. You got more education they've got. You got more common sense, more life experience than they got. But they win in the end because you won't listen to anybody. You won't take any suggestions. You're going to say, I can handle her just like I handle the woman at home. But you never dealt with somebody like her before. They all look innocent, man. That's what gets us. They look so innocent. They look so just meek, like they can't hurt a fly, man. And that's when they get you. That's when they stab you, man, and twist it and tear your damn guts out. You come over here, she's waiting with that long hair down to her butt. She get on them little booty shorts, that little tube top with the perfect skin, smelling like cream silk, man. And then they hit you with that, yeah, you can do anything to me or whatever you want to do to me. I'm yours. And then what? You're nothing then. You melt right into a hand. China's older Vulcan said, if you give her $35, you probably give her a week's salary. Yeah. Because when she gets her money, guys, don't miss this. It's gone already. They love to borrow and all of that. And so by the time she gets it, it's already gone. Merlin said it. I didn't say it. She said, having 10,000 pesos in our hand at one time, it's a lot of money. Now, to you, that's only about $180. That's what messes us up because we won't use the 1 peso to $1 comparison. We're using the conversion. It's going to mess you up all the time because you're going to say, oh, that's only $180. That's nothing to me. Here's 10,000. when it's really like you giving a woman in America $10,000. Y'all not listening though, so that's okay. Y'all not gonna listen. You're gonna keep doing it. You're gonna keep giving these women that kind of money when you don't have to. I love the child says, if a Filipino turns down a date with Jollibee, she must be a big shot celebrity or something similar. See, he knows, man. His wife's Filipino. He's been over here so many times. This is the absolute truth. So whoever said that, oh, I turned down a date at Jollibee's on the first time, man, they full of shit, man. And I'm calling them on their bullshit. She's going. One thing I can say about women over here, they will appreciate something like that. You're like, okay, let's go out to eat. They're not gonna turn that down. Yeah, it should be called uncommon sense. But these guys are successful. They're not losers that come over here. Because most of the time, losers that come over here, believe it or not, they're the ones that end up winning because they don't have a whole lot to lose. They're losers. That's why they call them losers. They'll come over here and they'll talk the talk. And they'll get what it is they're trying to get, and then they'll go home. Hey, Mark Max says, Brother Cal, that is what Maya was trying to tell me when we were on the island. Now I get it, 1-to-1, got it. Appreciate the dollar peso breakdown. Yeah, it will. It's going to help you. It's going to prevent you from over-tipping, overspending, over-tricking. If you just keep that in your mind. But what we want to do, we keep on converting. And we got that exchange rate in our head. And that's not what I'm saying. Beat Your Life said, yeah, don't get me wrong. I'll be spending the big coins at Ambiance and IT Park too. That's why I love Cebu. It's a lot of play. It's a lot to do. And see, Michael Beat Your Life, he's got it to the point where he could live anywhere in the Philippines he wanted to. He likes it there too. Franz likes it there. A lot of the people on my community who have come over here and flew into Cebu, they never left because that was my suggestion a long time ago during the lockdown. I said, if you're going to fly into the Philippines, fly into Cebu instead of Manila. Now, unless you got your woman up there and everything's up there, and you like Angeles City and all those places like that. But Manila is a whole different ball game. It's like flying into South Side of Chicago or something, or the West Side of Chicago. You're not flying into O'Hara. You're flying directly into the hood like that. Manila is like a beehive, man. For somebody new, if you get caught up in that, you're going to get scammed. Everything on this list is going to happen to you if you fly into Manila as somebody new that's never been there, unless you got that woman waiting right there at the airport for you. You're going to get got. But other than that, man, I say fly into Cebu. Because if you're a new man in Cebu, you don't have to go anywhere else. Okay, you've got Bantayan Island, Camotes Island, Malapascua, you got Asla, Malboa, you got all these places. And then if you just leave Cebu Island, you got Bohol, you got Negros Orient, you got Negros Island, you got Lady right there. You're so close to so many different places. Willie Cook, thanks for that super sticker. But the one thing that people love about Cebu is the women. Yeah, I couldn't have said this even better. And this is what happens to us. This is exactly what happens to us, Brian Andrews. He said, don't get caught up in the euphoria because of their beauty. You can easily get tricked. Remember, you have the power and you are the prize. But this is what happens. We forget the minute we see a woman, because beauty intimidates most Western men. Okay, this woman is really inside. She's literally begging you to say something to her and, hey, choose me, pick me. But we're so afraid because she's beautiful. And we start getting in our own way, tripping over our own feet. Oh, she's never gonna like me. Why would she like me? You know, they don't like me over there. Beautiful women don't date me. And you start getting in your head. Now realizing you're on the other side of the planet. You're in a whole different hemisphere. You have to fly across the international timeline to get here. How crazy is that? When you're flying, it's nighttime. Once you cross the international timeline, it becomes daytime. Man, this is a whole new world over here. What's up is down over here, and what's down is up over here. But we get in our own way over here, and that's what gets us. I just said that. They look so innocent. They look so sweet, so meek. They wouldn't hurt a fly. And they tear your behind up, man. Next thing you know, I done spent 20 million. 10 million or whatever it is. And look at all you getting back. Look at all you getting back. Ask your woman, what are you bringing to the table? What is your role in the relationship? Her answer is going to be wrong 100% of the time. It's always going to be something crazy like, oh, I'm going to take care of you. No, I don't need you to take care of me. I can take care of myself. Okay, you got to come again. It's got to get better than that, see. But you're not going to understand that until you keep coming back over here over and over and over, because that's how they get you. If you ask any Filipino over here, they're going to say, yeah, I know why you like Filipino women, because they take good care of you, right? Well, I don't need a woman to take good care of me. I can take good care of myself. I need you to do whatever it is you do best. If it's taking care of me, then okay, I need you to do that. But if it's working, I need you to work. Okay, whatever it is you do best is what I need you to do. But if your answer is to take care of me, that's the wrong answer. Hey, what's up, Mike? He said, you're telling the cold-hearted truth. Keep doing you, brother. Well, we're just talking about the Philippines. Play at your own risk. I couldn't have come up with a better topic than this, because that's what it is. You know, a lot of times you get what you get when you come over here. Some of us hit the jackpot. Some of us lose it all. But there's no guarantees. That's what we're talking about today. There's no guarantee when you get over here. And most of us, that's what we're looking for. We want the certainty. Okay, we want it all laid out for us, and all we got to do is just get up and put on clean clothes and go from one step to the next. But at some point, and then if it don't work out, they're going to blame the vlogger. They're going to blame the vlogger. They're going to say, oh, you didn't tell us the truth. When the facts is, you have to take personal responsibility for your time in the Philippines. Most of us get exactly what we're bargaining for. See, that's the good thing, but there's no guarantee. But we want that guarantee. We want it all laid out on the silver platter. China's Alta Vulcan says, if she's your queen, she should have 648 pesos a week, my queen. But see, a lot of times what we do more harm than good when we give that money. There's no way Marilyn can go back to work doing what she was doing. We was talking about that last night. She said, I was thinking about going back to work. I said, yeah, you know good and well, you're not going back to work. They wasn't paying you. I said, now, if you didn't want to go back to work because you missed the people you were working with, okay, say that. But you're not going back to work. Why? You know, when I can give you your salary anytime you want it, and you don't have to do nothing. You got it easy. All you got to do basically is just freak me when I want you to freak me. Basically, that's all. That's all most of the women, that's all they're going to do, man. That's all they're bringing to the table. I mean, there's nothing wrong about that. I mean, there's no sense in people getting angry at me about it because I'm telling you what's been happening for years, centuries really. But they'll get mad at me because I'll say it right out. You know, look at all you're going to be responsible for when you get over here. Remember the scale analogy. This is you. It's going to be like that. All the responsibility is going to be on you. All she got to do is lay on her back. I get on her knees, I turn over on her stomach, or whatever it is that you like. That's all she got to do. But you got to do everything else. That's why I say you got to be careful if you want to be an expat over here. You better take care of you first. Daryl G says guys need to look these single moms down. Well, sometimes you can, honestly, some of the best women you're going to run into. Now, I can't say, now somebody's going to look at this, one of my trolls, they'll make a video, say, Calvin said marry a single mom. That's not what I'm saying. But sometimes the best women over here are going to be the single mothers. Guys don't like, a lot of us, we don't want women with children. But it's not me because I'm not that shallow. I'm not that way. I'm bringing kids to the table. So, I'm not going to knock off for not having them. But I get it. If you don't want a woman with kids, okay. But remember, you only got a small pool of women when you're dealing with those dating sites, okay? Because most of us aren't going to come over here and try to meet a woman on the street, even though it's real simple and easy to do. We're not going to do it, okay? We want it quick and in a hurry. So you say, oh, I don't want a single mother. And there's only a small percentage of women on those dating sites that we have to choose for. You're going to make it even smaller by eliminating single women. Then, I don't want a woman under 25. I don't want a woman over 25. See, the fact is you're going to limit yourself because you're only playing the dating game online. Okay, so sometimes the single mother may be the best deal coming out of that pool. Because, man, you can do a whole lot worse, man. Yeah, see, they would be hard pressed if they couldn't do anything else like that. That's why I say if you come in the situation knowing what it's about, you're going to feel a whole lot better about yourself if you know really what it's all about. But most of us, we want the certainty. So Mark, he wants certainty. But you're not going to get it. You're not going to get that certainty. You got to play at your own risk. It's like, if you ever been to a lake before, like over in America, there's a lot of lakes. But on the tree somewhere, they'll have a sign there, swim at your own risk. Because they know there's an element of danger in there, even though you may never drown. You may have, a nice swim and, everything, go back home and that's it. But they're going to warn you that there's danger in that. It could be danger. It's the same over here. When you get out of the airport, they should have a sign right there that says, welcome to the Philippines, play at your own risk. Because there's danger over here. But there's excitement too. There's trash over here, but there's treasure too. Dave says, hey, it took me 4 tries telling my P9 she was beautiful before she stopped saying I know and started saying thank you. Yeah, see, wow. Yeah, but here's the thing about this over here. Is this the law? Can she get in trouble? Yeah, but how many times is it even enforced? He says, Al Rogan says, be careful, single mom. If ex-hubby finds out, you could be arrested for adultery. Yeah, but more than likely, he's somewhere digging into some other woman anyway. So then she could just turn around and then hell, they both be locked up. And then where's the baby? It's very seldom enforced. I know when I first started on YouTube, you had vloggers on here telling guys, don't fool with married women over there because you can get in trouble. You can get locked up. Oh, really? How would I know that a woman's married? Can she get in trouble? Absolutely. Can you? No. Now, if the husband comes back and finds you in there, yeah, well, that's a whole other story, though. But my experience over here has been when you date a married woman, which I would not suggest. I don't care how good she looks. I don't care if she's got her own business. If you're dealing with a separated woman, man, It's a whole different can of worms. I'd say stay away from that. It's a lot of time you're going to waste. It's a lot of money you're going to deal with. It's just too much to have to deal with over here. Okay? You don't know, because she's going to tell you, oh, he's nowhere in the picture. He's got his own family. He's got a new family. She's going to tell you all of that. When the fact of the matter is, you don't know if he's a stalker. You don't know if he's been heartbroken. And, you don't even know if he lives right down the street. I wouldn't deal with married women over here. That's one thing you don't want. I would deal with a single mom because I'm dealing with a single mom. And I wouldn't trade Maryland for any woman over here, really. And you said, oh, well, you tried that other, because I'm a man. The woman basically threw herself on me. What if you opened up your hotel room at 12 midnight, you dreaming any damn way about young women, and there's a young woman standing there naked. What are you going to do? I'll go on somewhere, girl, and go back home where you belong. Now you're going to welcome her in, just like I did. But I wouldn't trade Marilyn for nothing, And Marilyn had 2 kids when I met her. Because after a while, I was able to realize what a good Filipino woman, who a good Filipino woman was. When I first got over her, I didn't know, even though the very first woman, my son's mother that I dealt with, was as good as I was ever going to get over here, but I didn't know it. Because I'm looking around, I'm seeing all these nice looking women. I'm saying, well, hell, if I can get her, I can get her. But no, she was as good as I was ever going to get over here. That's why I made that video. I'm telling y'all the mistakes I made. David Callum says, I'm not looking for a woman to take care of myself. I'm used to living by myself and doing everything myself. I just want to be with women for some company and sex. That's about it. Well, you can do that. There's places where you can do that over here, and they got bars and stuff like that. But remember, they're in it for the long game, and they date to marry. Any Filipino will tell you that if you lay down with me, that means we're together, unless you go to the bar. The Global Vagabond says they're not unique. Their equipment comes standard on every model. Lay down the rules, don't waver, don't give up your leverage. And that's exactly what we do. We give up the leverage. And you know how we give it up? We fall in love, or we start feeling sorry for people over here. We start having sympathy. And they got us. So we start spending a lot of money we don't have to spend. Yeah, he said, whichever position works. Because people can count. Kamal says the slash chat has more viewers than ever. I think people can relate to this. The Philippines play at your own risk. Don't come over here complaining if you go home and you didn't get what you were after. It's nobody's fault but yours. Or don't come over here and then it's boring because that's what you like. You like that certainty. You want everything laid out to you because it can be too easy. You can get it so easy, man, that it's not even exciting anymore. You meet the girl there online, you commit, she commit, she meets you at the airport, and you together for the whole 2 weeks, man. What's the fun of that? And you hanging around each other and you acting like you're married. What's the fun in that? But we want to guarantee that the weather's going to be great over here. If you're going anywhere in central Luzon, Bico area, you got to be careful. You better check the weather. Because it may be a typhoon coming your way. No winds, typhoon season over here. It's usually all year, but they usually happen worse during what we would consider our winter months over there. That's when it really gets bad. When the wet season, when the rainy season is in. Remember that Typhoon Yolanda hit in November and killed all those people. But they want to guarantee they're not going to be scammed. Well, one way that you won't be scammed is to know the value of the peso. If a woman asks you for 5,000 pesos, you should be, for anything, something she's going to make up, you should be thinking, well, what the hell you need 5,000 pesos for? And if I wasn't here, where are you going to get all that money from? Because that's a lot of money over here at one time. And they'll give you an excuse or whatever it is. And, don't fall for that where they have the doctor's bill that they give you on a piece of paper. The doctor doesn't give you that. When you go to the doctor and to the hospital here, you pay in cash. There's no in America where they'll send you the bill in the mail, and they don't do that. But they want to give you that little bill in writing of all things. And it'll come down there, 7,000 something. No, it's not real, lady. And then some of us, we want to guarantee that we're not going to be in an emergency. That an emergency is not going to happen. We're not going to be in an accident. It just depends, man. If you, like the guy says, hey, what would I do for 2 weeks? If I'm only going to be here for 2 weeks, I'm going to sit still at one of those resorts, more than likely, because you're going to spend a lot of time traveling. The logistics here can be pretty hostile. So if I'm only going to be here 2 weeks, I'm going to give me a nice place in Panglao Bahal or Siquijor Island or Boracay or Palawan and just hang there. Robert Dame said, you said it right, Sir Calvin. Your biggest monthly expense is going to be your Filipina. Yeah, you guys trying to figure your monthly budget. Yeah, that's the biggest expense. It's going to be lying next to you. She's got to eat. She's got to do all kind of things. Yeah, he says no moms ever. Yeah, it's just a choice we have to make. But I'm glad that I chose Maryland. I'm glad that I threw all that foolishness to the side because I got a good one, man. I don't care what nobody say. I got a good one. Link 111 says, open concern. Calvin as a mentor to so means, what advice can you give to us from whom hurt a Filipino emotionally based on how we handle them and walk away? Should we be concerned about the next man ahead? Well, absolutely. See, a lot of times, man, you're going to be the first foreigner that she's ever going to deal with. They've never dealt with a foreigner before. And just like we've never dealt with a Filipino before. And we can hurt them, man, because remember, they have to trust us. And that's what they do. They're trusting, and they'll bend over backwards, man. And sometimes they pay a price for that. Sometimes, just like there's bad Filipinos over here, there's bad foreigners who come over here, man, and, mess these girls all up, get them pregnant, use them all up, dog them out. They never recover. That's why I always tell guys, look, if you're going to deal with if you ever meet a woman over here and she's already been with a foreigner before, I'm sorry, man. She's got to go back into the pool. You cannot risk that. You can't risk that. It's going to be too much hurt there. It's going to be too much. You're going to pay for what he did or didn't do. And you don't want that. You didn't come over here for that. Again, I say, why jump out of the frying pan into the fire? You know what you're dealing with over there. Why would you want to come over here and recreate the same bullshit you're running from? Don't you want something new? Don't you want something fresh? But remember, her perspective may be, "Are you wronged her?" It's going to be your word against hers. When in fact is the fact of the matter is you probably just aren't compatible. You don't have a whole lot in common. It just ain't going to work out. I did the video, man. It's because it's a fact. The first woman you meet over here, man, it's probably not going to work. It's probably not going to work. So, yeah, we should be concerned about the next man ahead. But most of the time, depending on her situation, what kind of situation you left her in and how you treated her, a lot of times they'll go back to Filipino men. But if you put her so far out there that she can't go back to a Filipino man, she's going to be right out there trying back on the dating site because she knows how easy it is. Just as she knows it's easy for you to get back on the dating site, that keeps her honest. Okay, she knows how easy it is for her to get back on there and reel somebody in. But yeah, when you put them way out there, and sometimes you die. People die, like John's woman, Janessa. She's got a new boyfriend now, but she didn't have no choice. He died. But John had given her such a good life that I don't think she wanted to go back to just being in a regular Filipino relationship. I think he had put her out there far enough where she said, "No, I like it, and the only way I'm gonna keep living like this is to get me another foreigner." And this is true. Spotless Pro Wash Cleaning says, "Unfortunately, most of us men have to get burnt first before we learn. Just make sure it's only a small burn and not a third-degree burn." Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. J. Angelo Nan said, "A woman's nature is the same around the world. Now I have a simp, and if you have a simp mindset in the West, you'll probably act the same in the Philippines." Y'all better listen to Cal. It's funny how sometimes, guys, simps win over here because what we call a simp, she'll call a gentleman over here. But you better hold on to your common sense. You're going to need it. That's all I'm saying. Think about the stuff before you do it, before you commit. What happened? Is your mother here?
No, that's what I'm waiting.
Oh. Hey, Michael Beach of Life, thanks for that super chat. He says, over 400 watching the live. Please consider hitting the like button. I don't know why people won't do that. It's free to do that. Facts Not Feeling says, never a good idea to fool around with a married woman. It's a waste of time. It is. But some guys over here, they really found a special one, and they spent that 5 years and however many hundreds of thousands of pesos to get that annulment. But I would say don't do it. Most of us, we don't have that much time. Well, I can be here mentoring black people. I can be here and mentoring people because, believe it or not, other people help me. When we start.
I believe you. She just underwatched me.
Okay, hurry back, hon, because you know how Booby is. And we get into this stuff, man. It's racial stuff. Don't bring it on the channel, man. It's an all-inclusive channel. I can't solve the problems of Black America. I'm sorry. If you got some of the best and brightest minds over there that can't solve them, what do you think a guy like me, I got one semester of college. What do you think I'm going to do? It doesn't mean that I don't have to do nothing, but I think I'm doing my part. See, that's the problem. We've got too many chiefs over there and not enough Indians. Everybody got to know their role, man. This is my role right here. That's the way I look at it. I can't be the general. I can't be the commander. We got too many damn commanders. That might be one of the reasons. What's up, Jarvis? He said, hey, Cal, I love your channel, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Jarvis. That's real talk. Mike Dorsonville says, instead of saying my buhai, they should have said play at your own risk. That's true, man. It's true. They should have that on there. To warn us that there's danger over here. But there's also some excitement over here too. It just all depends on you. No balls, no blue chips. A lot of us, we're afraid to take any risk. No risk, no rewards, man. You know, if you talk to 10 beautiful women over here, 3 of them is going to give you play. But if you talk to 0 of them, 0 going to give you play. Some of the women are just so beautiful, you can't get it into your mind that she would even give you the time of day, but they will. They will, because you're a celebrity over here. You're a lottery ticket like W Secrets of Success. I mean, you know, if you're going to use me, what did Bill Withers say? Use me up, because I sure am using you to do the things you do. Because if you think you're going to use me up, I'm going to play stupid. Like, yeah, you sure are using me, but at the same time, you know, bend over, touch your toes. You know, I'm going to get everything out of it I think I'm supposed to get out of it. Road to the Philippines says, I got lucky with meeting me a separated Filipino. We've been going strong for 4 years now. And yes, the number process is expensive and lengthy. Over 3 years in the process now, and 3,500. See, because you found, like I said, some people have found that special woman and they said, hey, I'm going through with it. You know, Booby didn't answer the phone in there. Hold on. Booby, hang up the phone. Wait, let me see who that is. Yeah, hello? Yeah. Hello? Who? Who do you want to talk to? Yeah, Booby. Watch the TV. You want to watch the 1, 2, 3? Okay, hold on. Okay, wait. Hold on, guys. I gotta get Booby situated. Oh yeah, you can watch that, Booby. Watch the little boy. Yeah, Booby didn't answer the damn phone. He said, Booby's. Yeah, Booby didn't answer the damn phone in there. I don't know who the hell she's talking to. But yeah, I've got to go. The Ghost of Pennsylvania said that they locked up a British national for overstaying and not paying his immigration fees. Listen, if you come over here to the Philippines, you get 30 days. Okay? And if you plan on staying longer than that, before your 30 days is up, I say a week before it's up, go to your local immigration office, man. It's simple. It's not expensive. Go on and pay that immigration fee. You can extend every 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, up to 36 months. There's just no excuse for that. Link says, Calvin, can a Pookie and Ray Ray and them be changed into a great man if the right circumstances are presented? Or once this spirit of hit 'em up Smurf is let loose, the rabbit with the gun can't be stopped. Well, you know, anybody can change, you know, but they're going to have to want to change. And what's the definition of Pookie and Ray Ray? Is it just a ghetto mentality? Or what is it? Is it the mental state? Are they, if they knew better, could they do better? I mean, I don't understand what's the definition of Pookie and Ray Ray, because somebody sent me a video of some guys just acting a complete donkey in Thailand. And that's what he said. He said Pookie and Ray Ray, they got loose over in Thailand, right? And it just looked like some brothers and got drunk, and they just acting a damn fool over that. You just Pookie and Ray Ray are just low down, good for nothings. Come over and get a woman pregnant and shoot back to the United States. I don't understand what the definition is. Michael says, I have no empathy for immigration dodgers. Yeah, when you're in a country like the Philippines, that money means a lot to them. And they got genius. What? Say hello and then go back in there. Booby says hello, everybody. Thanks for that super chat, Robert Morris. He said Booby telemarketing. Say hello, Booby. And then get out of here. Go in there and sit down. 1, 2, 3. Wait, guys, let me put 1, 2, 3 on there because I've only got a few minutes left anyway. Here. Where's the remote? Yeah. Yeah. What's going on? I don't know. Booby, it's not working. Oh, watch out. Watch out. Okay, here it is. Wait. All right, guys, here I go. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, I apologize, guys. I got to get off here anyway. I want to thank y'all for your super stickers, your thumbs up. All your support of Sunshine Shoulders. I'll know when the meet and greet for sure in the next couple of days, because Derek Q of Q Adventures, he's gonna tie down the place. But we're shooting for April 27th. Okay, I'm coming in a minute, and it's gonna be good, man. If you're in Cebu, April 27th, man, stop by, man. Meet some just unbelievable people over there. Make some connections, man. It's not about meeting me. If you want to meet me, just come to St. Carlos City, spend a couple of nights in the okay, I'm coming. Spend a couple of nights in the guest house. But if you want to meet some nice people, come to the meet and greet. Let me get my theme song together. But yeah, guys, you got to come here and play at your own risk. There's no guarantees, guys. Quit blaming these bloggers for the problems you having over here. You got to take some personal responsibility for your trip. I like uncertainty. Just not knowing makes life exciting to me.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
It's the real nitty-gritty.
Boots on the ground.
Yeah, Michael Beach of Life is not lying, guys. This is some of the hottest times in the Philippines. May is actually the hottest month. you see how hot it is out there, and then you pump up that humidity to about 70, and you got some problems on your hands. So make sure when you're traveling over here, man, you beeline to wherever you going. Don't be making a whole lot of small talk on the way. Don't stand out. That little boy I told you that had the heat stroke, he died, man. And I really feel sorry for him and his family, man. But the heat is real over here. They always want to talk about Houston, Texas, and all that. Y'all get a break. Over here, there's no break. It's hot all year round. Take care, everybody. Look for the information on the live stream. It's going to be off the chain this time.